Hello and welcome to the penultimate day of our 12 days of whiskey, where we're looking at the top 12 whiskies in the UK. I'm joined, as ever, by Luke John.
Hey up, Cocker.
And today, I say, it's penultimate. We're looking at number 2, the second biggest selling whiskey in the UK, and it's Jameson's. Now, Jameson's, it's an Irish, obviously, distillery. So they were established in 1780. They were originally based in Dublin, but since 1975, they've been based in Cork. The original Dublin premises are now a museum with some tours and tastings. So you've got two options of Dublin and Cork if you want to go visit them. Since 1988, they've been owned by Pernod Ricard, which obviously is one of the big spirit makers in the world. They're probably famous otherwise known for making Glenlivet and Chivas Regal. They also own quite a lot of Indian whiskey brands, which I've done a few on a previous Christmas little countdown of 12. So you can check that out. Yeah, little plug. So Jameson's, as it says on here, it's triple distilled, which should remove impurities to make it smooth, but we'll go into that when we're tasting it and see what we think of it. And on their product range, they have quite an expansive range. So they have the original here that we've got, the triple distilled. They've got like a triple. I've seen where it's triple distilled and then triple matured in different casks. They've got the 18-year-old, and they've also moved into ones that are in beer. So they've got like an IPA and a stout one. And then, dreadedly, you won't like this, will you? They also do flavoured ones, which are like coffee and orange. And they're not 40% either. Disgraceful. What do you make of that?
Terrible. Jameson's, pull your head out your backside and crack on with doing what you're good at. But, I mean, I don't really understand flavoured whiskies. It's cocktails. Let's just put it that way. Pre-made cocktails, made by cocks for cocks. Simple as that, basically.
It's slightly a rip-off, I would say, isn't it? You know, as you say, pre-made. Anything pre-made cocktail-wise is obviously more expensive because you're paying for it. But the orange is like, I think 25% rather than 40%, and it's mixed with orange. So you're getting less actual whiskey for the product, but the price is around the same or slightly more. So yeah, but that's a whole other discussion, which we can perhaps have on our summing up when we go through some of these. We can touch all of these topics. A bottle of Jameson's you can normally find 70 centilitre for 18 to 23 pounds. It's quite a decent price. I mean, 18 quid is the very much lower end when there's offers on in the supermarkets. Generally, you're looking at the 20 plus price range for it. I'm ready to get this cracked open, out into glass and see what it looks like. Obviously comes in a nice little glass bottle. As always for me, it's looking darker on camera than it looks in person. For me, that's looking like a pale goldy colour. I mean, do you have any other analogies for this one?
I'm not sure I should go down my usual line that's been happening the last few days, but this is kind of the morning after type of thing. If you know it, you know. Yeah, I mean, like I said in the last one, I think we've just ran out of names for a similar type of colour. But this one's kind of more translucent, I would say, than the others that we've had. It's a little bit more lighter. But, I mean, we're lost at this point, folks. We're lost at this point.
As you were saying a few days ago, unless we get the colour chart out, it's you have to make do. So it's morning after colour. There we go. On the nose.
So on the nose, the first thing I get is a medicinal aroma. straight away. I kind of got it as soon as I opened the bottle. I kind of got this chemist's kind of, or the numbing cream about when you go to the dentist and they give you that little blue liquid. That's kind of the aroma that I'm getting.
I got like the first hit was like a spice and wood together. Spicy wood, we'll call it, but spice and woods. Like that I found that quite nice. I was like, oh yes, that's the sort of smell that I like. And then there's some floral notes in there, but mainly spice and wood for me.
Yeah, I mean, underneath that, there's, like you said, that floral note. There's kind of like a shortbread, like a vanilla shortbread. A little hint of citrus there. But yeah, I think it was just on the opening. It just took me back to the dentist chair. That was all.
Gaza style, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, I think there's only one thing for it. Let's tuck in and give it a taste test. Cheers to you all.
Cheers, folks.
Yeah,
So,
I think the spice comes through, doesn't it? Straight away.
yeah, that spiciness kind of hits you. Kind of like slaps you with like a raw fish in a sushi bar. That type of thing. You ask for the sea trout when you get a sea bream. It's that type of thing. Oh, it's underneath it. I'm getting like a vanilla butterscotch just on the mid palate. And it is smooth. I would say mild to... It's not oily, it's not thin, it's kind of in between.
Yeah, definitely getting a vanilla. Not quite on the butterscotch for me. I'm getting vanilla, grass, spice. And obviously, the finish is, wood. You get like oak finish at the end. And it's quite a long finish. It's a nice long finish, but you're right with the sense of it's not oil, it's not coated the inside, but you're left with that nice wood oaky finish at the end. I like that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of oak, little tiny hint of smoke. But what's lingering for me is like a metallic, very slight metallic taste just on the finish. It is minor, but it is there. So
you're saying it, and now as I'm swallowing, I'm feeling that, but I didn't get that to begin with, but I can understand what you're saying there. It's as it's going from the original taste that's hit and then leaving with the finish of the oak, you're getting that sort of transformation in between that feels maybe a bit metallic, but it's not an off-putting flavour for me at all. Smooth, yes. This is definitely smooth. The triple distill probably helps it. Is it the smoothest? I don't know. I think that 2 days ago we had... I'm looking through everything on the side here. Was it Bell's, I think? Yeah. So on 1st of Jan, we had Bell's. 2nd of Jan. Jeez, I'm losing track of the days here, aren't
I? If you know what it was, put it in the comments below.
Yeah. But Bell's, I think, was definitely smooth. This is similar in rivalry in the smoothness, but a lot more flavour going with it. The nose is nice as well. It's not an off-putting nose. It's not over, acetone or anything. It's really nice wood and spice.
But for me, it's kind of leading me to like an alternative, which is like Green Spot, which again is distilled in cork. It's kind of very much the same, kind of uncannily the same. I don't know if there's any link there between Jameson's and the Green Spot, but yeah, it kind of leads me trail of thought to that type of whiskey.
I was going to say, I know Pernod Ricard own quite a few Irish distilleries. I don't know if that's one of them. Could check after, but yeah, they own quite a few. And when it's triple distilled, don't forget that you're removing all those slight impurities that may add to the flavour. So it's more, you're getting more of the lighter elements like the floral coming out. So I think it does make it harder to distinguish between some of the Irish whiskies. I don't mean distinguish, but they're then along the same sort of line, aren't they, when you're triple distilling? Unlike Scotch, which normally most of them are, distills twice, and then with bourbon, that's only one distill, a lot of them.
I mean, it's not offensive. It's approachable. It is smooth. Did they kind of make Jameson's to be a lot more smoother over than taste? Probably. Because this is kind of a mixer. Or that's predominantly in the UK, that's what people would go for, house whiskey. But yeah, I kind of think they went for the smoothness over than the actual flavour notes.
Well, when we look at what we've got here, they're all beside me. Every time I've got them just down here to reference and look at. You see most of them are mixers. We've only got one single malt, and then everything else is definitely more along the lines of it's for mixing. But Jameson's, again, it's one that I could drink neat. It does have enough properties that it's nice to drink. It leaves a nice flavour afterwards, or imparts a nice flavour, that it doesn't need anything else to try and maybe wash it away. It's right now, after having it, there's not really much left in the mouth now. It's sort of finished. That wood flavour's gone. I really like it. That's not me being biased anyway. I really like it. But I do drink Jameson's quite a bit as well. For me, I like it, and I can see why it's number 2, because it's a good mixer.
Yeah, I mean, I can see, like we were saying, it's kind of in every pub in the land, and also sold worldwide, isn't it now? So yeah, I can see why it's up there. It's certainly better than some of the others that we have had, that's for sure. But yeah, for me, it is what it is. It's a Jameson's.
It is. I would be, long-term wise, I've tried some of the other ones as well. I've got a few of them, and I would be very interested in trying the 18-year, which I haven't had all that triple that I mentioned. They would be very interesting ones to try, and obviously I assume there's going to be more flavour with those just because of either the aging or the maturing in different casks versus what is something that, for time span wise, this is mass produced. The easiest way to look at it is mass produced, but it's not as mass produced perhaps as our number 1, which we'll go into tomorrow. They'll lead into it.
If you think you know what the number 1 is, put it in the comments below. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. And then we can see that everyone is probably going to be right. Well, that is day 11. We will see you tomorrow for the final, where we reveal what is the best-selling whiskey in the UK of 2023. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Cheers.